I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, the head coach for JobSearchCoachingHQ.com. That's a site with curated information that you can watch, listen to, or read that'll help you find work more quickly. There's a company called Talentworks that specializes in what's called job search science. And they published a report. I read what I could best describe as secondary research from Dr. John Sullivan that summarized a lot of what they discovered. I want you to write some of this down because it's incredible. Here's some of the data that they've accumulated. Now, this is based on 6,348 applications across 118 industries from the database of users. And the conclusions they come to are startling. So the first one is, after meeting 60% of qualifications, with added qualifications, your interview odds decrease. Catch that one. You only need to meet 60% of criteria before the odds decrease. For men, meeting 50% of the qualifications is as good as 90%. There's little improvement in your chances after 50%. So the sweet spot for men is between 50 and 60%. For women, the minimum qualification target is lower. 40% is as good as 90%. Is this crazy? Because this seems insane, because all of us have always focused on the idea of meeting the requirements as spelled out. But when you're submitting a resume through a system, it doesn't matter as much, apparently. Apply if you're within 2 years of the required experience. Even highly qualified people have a minuscule chance of an interview. A resume that meets 90% of qualifications has only a 15% chance of being interviewed. Believe that? 15% chance. Now, in order to boost your results, they come up with some observations. Starting sentences with action words, action verbs. Functioned, led, managed, 140% boost in results. Including key skills, a 59% boost. Most people should add 15 to 20 skills in their resume. That might include technical skills like coding and sales, as well as soft skills like communications, collaboration, teamwork, and being self-motivated. Including leadership words, a 51% boost. Strong, active, leadership-oriented words will also help you. They recommend adding strong, active words like led, leadership, managed, organized, directed, oversaw, things like that. Demonstrate results with numbers, a 40% boost. Adding industry buzzwords, a 29% boost. Keywords are critical for humans, LinkedIn, and ATS searches. So be sure you include all the important functional corporate values and industry words and phrases found in the job descriptions. When you apply makes a difference. Now, I find that this one makes sense, although Sullivan didn't understand the time of day when you apply matters. That gives you an 89% boost. It shouldn't matter, but applying in the morning between 6 a.m. and 10 a.m. boosts your chances dramatically. I think they're thinking in terms of emailed resumes or resumes that they have the time to look at. So between 6 and 10 a.m. probably places it more top of list for the recruiter who's getting emails. There's a follow-up that indicate that they have a new resume that's arrived in their ATS. It shouldn't, but applying immediately after the job is posted also matters. A 65% boost. That one I understand. It's a new requirement. People are anxious to get going, and the later you apply in the cycle, the less likely you're going to be interviewed because other people are way ahead of you in the process. And HR wants to close out the job as fast as possible. The day of the week also matters, a 46% boost. The research basically found that applying on Monday boosted your chances dramatically. Applying on a Friday or a Saturday ended up hurting your chances. Seeing your resume after the weekend probably caused them to, not pay as much attention. These resume mistakes hurt you. Don't use personal pronouns. A 55% negative hit. People who used even one personal pronoun in their employment section had a lower chance of getting an interview callback. Don't only be a fit team player. You take a hit for that. That one I get as well, because although firms want to hire team players, they don't want to see that in the description. To me, team player is you do what you're told, as opposed to the action words that they're talking about earlier, right? Don't include a career objective. That has a hit as well. Applicants whose resume contained an objective were less hireable than those who didn't specify an explicit objective. Again, that will make sense to me because most objectives limit your options. So, I'll simply say that this is some interesting data that I think you need to think of. I'll simply say also that if you're smart, you're going to apply this as part of your process. Don't consider it sacrosanct. There's always some flexibility, and this is specifically about applying through an ATS, applying to a recruiter. The idea is to shortcut the line wherever possible and do things that will help you get directly to a decision maker, not through a systematic approach like this. Where you can get direct contact to a hiring manager, you are advantaged. You cut the line. You put yourself in the position of being noticed. And where that cutting the line is of greatest advantage is if you're in a situation where you're an employee referral by someone that the manager knows, who's able to walk your resume over to them. After all, that person represents social proof that you're worth talking to. So I thought you'd find this helpful. I'm Jeff Altman. If you're interested in my coaching, you connect with me on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/IN/The Big Game Hunter. Mention that you saw the video. I like knowing I'm helping some folks. Once we're connected, message me that you're interested in coaching. We'll set up time for a free discovery call. Have a great day. Take care.